Hi, I'm Ted from Everything Attachments, and we're back here today at the lake house to try to finish this grapple video. Yesterday we had a failure on the tractor, not the grapple, and blew off a hydraulic line. We cleared off most of these trees here, the logs. We kind of finished and got enough footage of that yesterday. Today we're going to get all this brush out of the way and get it loaded up. And some of the things, talking to the customers on Tractor by Net, they really want me to rate this grapple for a lot more horsepower than what I want to rate it for. And the reason that I rate it the way I do, a lot of the people say, well, when used reasonably and so forth, and you're taught properly how to use the grapple, it would be a horsepower tractor. Most of that's true. But I make different grades of grapples, and it's so you can use it the way you want to. That doesn't mean not to be safe. What that means is I did a lot of things yesterday, tearing limbs off trees and stuff, that I can get away with if you're on a rated tractor for this grapple. But if you put this grapple on a 60 horsepower utility tractor or even something larger than that, then it's all up to you whether you tear it up or not. I like to use things that no matter what I do, I can't tear it up. Even if you're paying attention, if you're on one of those 60 horsepower tractors and you're not paying attention and you're looking behind you and you're backing out and you happen to slap that end grapple against a big tree, you could bend it simply because you're on a 6,000 or 8,000 pound tractor. It would lift all that you're going to lift, but what I want to do is make them, when you rate them properly for the horsepower, no matter what, pretty much you can't tear it up. I warranty things well past the warranty if it's anything to do with me. But you can use these on bigger tractors and so forth if you want. But I try to make it for what I rate it for, no matter if you want to headbutt it in a tree or whatever you want to do, the grapple or the attachment that I'm designing stays intact without a permanent bend or something. So we're gonna, I don't know what's in this pile of brush, and you might not either if you go to somebody's house and so you go in there, you get something bigger than you should with a 60 horsepower tractor, because it's not just the grapple doing the work, it's now your tractor and the traction pulling against it, and are you going to bend the lid or not? So we try to overrate the attachment per the horsepower of the tractor. And really, horsepower is not what's important. It's the weight of your tractor. So maybe we're going to put a weight limit on them instead of a horsepower. The problem is most dealers won't tell you what your little lightweight tractor weighs or don't know. Plus, don't know how to figure up how much liquid you've put in the tires or what you may or may not have on the back. So then you get into another situation. But we're doing the best we can to rate these things right for the customer. And so we're going to get rid of all this brush and continue on with this grapple video. And so I'm just going to use it like I want to and need to, and I'm not going to worry about tearing it up. And if I do, I would expect my manufacturer to take care of me no matter what. And that's not what you're going to find out with other manufacturers in most cases. I'm going to miss a few things here and there, and I'm going to come back and get them. this is where it's nice to have a guy with a chainsaw close so he can cut loose some of this stuff. Mostly this should be limbs under 3 inches, but you never know what's in here. I'm kind of driving in the blind here a little bit. So we're just going to rake along, try to get what we can off the bottom. Once most of this is gone, it's going to be a lot easier to do a final cleanup. Now I'm just going to push and compress till I get to where it's as bunched up as I can get it and get all I can. Just keep in mind I've got a 23 horsepower tractor here. And I'm not the guy that really takes a lot of patience in getting the job done. I just try to get it done. Scratches on tractors and equipment to me are just part of the game. Push all this to the other side, roll out, and try to get out of here. Because I'm in a bad position coming in from a hill with my trailer in a low spot and having a tractor that doesn't lift more than about 6.5, 7 feet. And usually Peanut, I let him do the running of this because it's hard for me to use it and think and talk at the same time. But I can assure you, I do use all our equipment probably more than anyone else that works for me. So, see, as you see one tire there off the ground, and if I'd had a load, I'd have dropped it. But I knew where I am kinda, and I knew it would come back to land. we've basically already filled up this whole trailer, which is 24 feet plus 2 on a dovetail, in only about 5 grapple loads. This will be an all-day job by hand. Okay, so I'm going to clean up the side of the trailer, Peanut says, and try to get most of this load in here. I'm working on a sideways here, downhill. This is about as bad as it gets. I'm just trying to compact all this in here. We've about got this baby full. Peanut's a great guy. We've been working together since I was 15. And he's not my son. He's 5 years older than I am. I've already gotten a lot more on here than I thought we would. I thought this was 3 loads and we're going to get it in 2. Sometimes you do better just letting it go, crunch it up a little bit, and re-get it. Like that. See, if I'm pushing in here with a 60 horsepower tractor and I just keep pushing until I can't push anymore, I'm going to tear something up. Alright, so we're going to work at loading this dump trailer from the other side. The worst thing we've got against us is going downhill with a load is bad. Going uphill is better, so you just got to pay attention. And I'm going to shake some of this loose stuff out of it before I use this tree limb here. Not going to be good. I can already feel this is bad. I'm going to hit this at a different angle. And so I was trying to topple just a little bit there, dropped my load, got it back under control. Fairly big stuff in here. I'm going to try to break off that one limb. And it wants to go, so I'm going to let it. Hey Peanut, I got a 4-inch limb here. You see he grabs that electric chainsaw instead of that gas one, don't you? It's so convenient to not have to start that thing. All you got to do is keep an extra battery. He's pretty brave to get around me with a tractor. And see, if I were to tipple over here, I'm up against this trailer where I can still save it. Yeah, I'm borderline without a load right here on this angle, just trying to keep the rear end straight. They don't mind me putting a few big things on this one because this is a dump trailer and they won't have to manually unload it. Come on, separate. I'm gonna dump this and push it back up the hill. What I gotta do is get out here and get flat and make a run at this. angled into this trailer just in case it tipped. Just trying to work it in a little bit and grind it in so I can get more in here. See one that'd like to have my radiator. I don't want it. I see it. I see it. All right, let's check for damage, Nate. I don't see anything broke from my end. I don't see anything bent. Grapple looks like it's still meeting perfectly. Well, that's all you can ask for. But you do what I just did with a 60 horsepower tractor and you're gonna have a bent grapple. No matter what kind of steel. With the, you just, simply it was built light. This tractor doesn't know the difference between a bucket and a grapple just because it's weight, and I love it.